Yep, I'm going to start yet again with attitude of gratitude. Thank you to the NCAA. Thank you to the committee. Thank you to LB Nation. Thank you to all our Long Beach State coaching staff. Thank you to all 17 of my guys, and thank you to these three leaders right here. It's an honor to be here, and we look forward to getting this Final Four started and showing our Long Beach State brand of volleyball.
Coach, going up against Hawaii for the fourth time this season, a team that you know all too well. Is there anything different going into that prep that may not have been? You've learned so much from these last three matchups.
I think that's perfectly put. It's about lessons learned. And coming to this moment, so this is my ninth, this is Connor Bloom's fifth, this is Skylar's fourth, and this is Kellen's third of getting to this moment. So we don't take it for granted, but it definitely doesn't get old. And when you play a team 4 times, one was weekend 1 in Big West, so what was our lessons learned from that weekend? And we took that weekend and we got exponentially better. And we actually raised the bar for our training gym. So we say it, and you've heard this plenty of times before, we don't rise to the level of competition, we fall to the level of our training. So the first weekend we played them, said, okay, we got to raise the level. The last time we played them, we were composed, especially late, especially in that 4th set, as everyone knows, and then it was a 5th set gauntlet, so you're not afraid to punch back and forth, you're not afraid to adjust, and when you get to Final Fours, a big thing for everybody, not just for us, is settling into the moment as soon as possible, leaning on our training, leaning on our maturity, and continuing to come out with the hunger to punch and still go for it and compete in BS. So both sides will be doing that, and it'll be a very exciting match.
Got one for Connor. Connor, it's your 5th Final Four, right? So what have you taken from the first 4, and how do you think you guys can continue the trend of schools winning 2 titles in a row?
I mean, yeah, I've been in a lot now, for sure. I've kind of just learned that you just, like Nick said, you've got to fall to the level of your training. It's not something new that you do every Final Four. It's the culmination of what you've been doing all year. And so it's all about that and all about that body of work you put in with your boys. And so I'm excited for us to flex that out here.
Here with Connor and Skylar, how are you guys leading your team, in the locker room, behind the scenes, at practice, heading into
I think we've had a really good past couple of weeks. I think early on in the season, there are some things that we worked out as a team and maybe not always played the cleanest, and I think it's shown that these past couple weeks of finishing off the regular season in Big West, we've really turned things around and honestly played some of our best volleyball. And I think that's it's not even just us leading, it's everybody leading. And yeah, I think everybody's working towards a common goal. We got our eyes set on the most important thing, and that's Saturday, and taking 1 point at a time in that match, and I think that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go in fighting, and yeah, we know what we got to do.
Yeah, Coach McRae, this is, again, your first year. A lot of you had a message of a lot of growth and a lot of experience. How is that? What's been the biggest growing point for you and this team and going into this new era?
This program in general, as far as Long Beach State men's volleyball, we're a process-minded and we're a growth mindset team. So even going into practice, we have a 90-minute training today on a Friday before the Final Four. We already had team film today, and it was on us from our practice from yesterday. And we identified about 10 variables of how we can improve. Of course, being ourselves, running our Long Beach system, but still continue to grow. What we said all year long, we're training with the end in mind, and us being here, that means going into these final moments, and you've heard it from other coaches that have come before me, of even when we play in our final matches, we're still pushing for even more. So it's exciting and an honor for me to be with these guys and still go into today's training saying, let's sharpen the edge, and we've got even more.
Question for Connor. So we've kind of talked about the last 5 years you've been on campus. You've seen your role expand a lot over these last 5 years. And this last month has been no different. I think 3 out of your last 5 games, you've had double-digit kills and 300 hitting percentage. Is there just kind of a mentality switch that you've had over this last month that has kind of allowed you to just go and ball out?
Not so much a mentality switch as much as just dialing in certain aspects of the mentality I've always have strove to have, you know. So I'm not trying to do anything different or anything new. I'm just trying to keep improving who I am every game and every practice.
How about this guy?
No, for Callan, you anchor a backcourt that's been steady all season. What defines your defensive identity as a unit?
I think one of the things we've been saying is to just go. Like, even if it's not necessarily your ball, just to go, and that you always have more. Like, a big thing I've kind of had to learn at my time in Long Beach is that you have one more step, like not just going for that pancake, like running through the ball. So I think just being aggressive and just going for the ball and not really trying to make it necessarily a perfect touch, just save the ball.
And for Coach, you always say Big West is the best volleyball conference in the country. Got 3 teams in the Final Four here. How does it feel to be in a Final Four with 3 Big West teams?
It's a credit to our conference. It's a credit to men's volleyball. It's a credit to all the other coaches out there as well. So a lot of love and respect, and I'm excited to, again, duke it out against the best in the business and represent Long Beach State at the highest level.
Follow up on that for the players. Every game in conference play really prepares you for a moment like this. What is it like playing night in and night out against Big West competition?
It's difficult. Like we mentioned, Big West Conference is, I can confidently say it, that it's the best conference in the nation. And yeah, like you said, every single game that you play it literally could go anybody's way. Anybody could win on any night, and prepares you exactly for these type of moments of one and done. It could be the end tomorrow, which we're striving for it not to be. Obviously, we have the end in mind for sure. Excuse me. But yeah, it's preparing us for these moments where I feel I'm pretty confident that the team is prepared. We've done everything in our power this past week and this season to prepare for these type of moments, and yeah, we're gonna go out there and show what we got.
Any more questions for coaches and athletes?
This is for my Canadian brother here, Skylar. I can go back 30 years. Maybe there's one Canadian player in all of the NCAA, let alone now. I think no matter how you guys do, you're playing Canadian on the other side, plus another one on your team. What's the feeling like, knowing that you're battling guys from your own country, throughout this whole championship, and what does it mean for our sport, just in Canada and North America, the growth?
We're taking over, man. I'm telling you. No, it's good. It's a great feeling to, know that there's a lot more Canadians, and I don't want to take credit, but also have a little bit of it to say that started a little bit of a Canadian pipeline. So I'm pretty proud of that, especially with bringing Daniil on, or helping recruit, I guess, Daniil to Long Beach, and knowing that, we got a lot of Canadians in the Final Four, and that's a big thing. Like,
right.
It shows that we can do it too. And big pieces on every team for sure. So it's a great feeling and great to see a lot of Canadians. I guess more Canadians coming into the NCAA.
Yeah, and for you, Nick, from Neil Mason 30 plus years ago to Sky and these guys, what's it been like, and what are you seeing kind of coming out of our country that keeps you coming back for players and even other teams that are getting more Canadian kids coming?
Playing at the highest level, and absolutely amazing competitors and even better people off the court as well. And you're going to see even more coming after Skylar and Daniil within our Long Beach family and NC2A volleyball moving forward too. So for me, I'm just blessed.
For the guys, you've all been here before, but with a different head coach. Does it feel any different coming in with head coach McRae?
It's okay if it does.
Obviously it feels different, not necessarily just because the coach, just because it's a new year, new players, everything like that, but we're still going to play one way, still play as a team. So in terms of just like the head coach difference, I don't know. I think it feels a little different, but Feels good.
I mean, I'll add on something. It's every year feels a little different. My first year here, we actually had the Final Four as well at UCLA, so it's kind of come full circle for me. But just every season feels a little bit different, and I think this year is different in a good way for sure. And like every year is, you know.
I'd like to say something on that. When you come through our program, normally, if you're a first year, your observation should be, man, I'm being mentored. I'm learning so much, whether this be a new volleyball language, this be a new culture shock, possibly. I'm learning from these elders and from this coaching staff. And then there's a progression, and sometimes it doesn't, it's not all the way when you're a senior. Sometimes it's when you're 2.5 years, so Kellen, your third time in it, and with these two seniors, your job by leaving it better than you found it is to mentor. So you're being mentored and you're leaving this place as a mentor, and these guys have mentored me, not just our program, so a big shout out to them.
This kind of a question for anybody. You guys are top 5 in, it seems like, pretty much every statistical category, even stats that the NCAA doesn't really track. If you had to pick an on-court kind of statistic or aspect of your game, what would you say is the best part of this team?
I know mine.
We'll
Go
start with
ahead.
Skylar and work our way down.
Grit, for sure. Yeah.
Take my answer.
It's easy.
If there's a stat for like
Is that yours?
a team stat, I don't know, just like playing together as a team, culture, I guess maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I'll bounce off what Sky said because he took my answer, but I'll say heart.
Love and all 17, baby. Yep.
No stats here.
Yeah, to your
All that
stats,
matters.
look, if you look at it and observe, you're in these moments if you're within the top threshold along it. So one stat line does not get you to this moment. Maybe the stat line of wins-loss record, of course, naturally, but with the other stats of hitting percentage offense, blocking, serving. When you're good at blocking, you won't always have digs, so you might not be there, so it's what's your counter there. Opponent hitting percentage, but when you're within the top 5 over time, of course you're gonna be in this moment. So, yeah.
Skylar, I wanted to piggyback off of what Ellie said. You're the only player in this Final Four to have played for their senior national team. What have you taken from this past summer, the time with the Canadian A team, put it into this year?
Taken, I think, yeah, obviously I've said before that I think looking back on the national team experience, I thought it wasn't so different, but looking back at speed, consistency, all this type of execution is just a little bit higher, obviously. So I think it comes down to these pressure moments of where you need to execute and where you need to perform. And I think what I've taken away from the national team is being composed in those late moments to execute and really applying that to my own game.
Kind of piggybacking off of that, you talked about composure as kind of a skill that you've learned, kind of observing and being around older guys. So obviously facing Hawaii, tensions ran a little high in the Big West Championship game. They'll probably run a little bit high this weekend. What's it going to take from the senior leadership, whether that's Connor, Skylar, Ben, who goes in here, or any of the other seniors, to kind of maybe keep some of the younger guys a little more composed?
I don't think it's just the senior guys. We talk about it a lot on our team that anybody can lead, and it shows that Wojciech, Jackson, Christ, also, yeah, Kellen too. I mean, not old, not young, but yeah, everybody on the team can lead, and they've showed that they can execute late. Sometimes things aren't going to feel perfect like they did in the Big West. We didn't have our hottest start, first and third set, but it's about bouncing back. Everyone carrying their own weight. We keep saying all 17, and that's exactly what we showed. And like I said before, it's grit. That's all it is, of working together as a team, having good team chemistry. And I think the past couple of weeks we're peaking with that. I really do think so, and I think we're peaking at a really good time for that.